Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. To prepare, let's read together from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 to 8, from the New Geneva translation of the Bible. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not rejoice in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always bears, always believes, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. When I hear this, I immediately realize Paul isn't describing love as a feeling, not as romance, but as something you see in everyday life. Perhaps you know this feeling too. You love each other. You mean it. And yet, there are moments when we get on each other's nerves. We misunderstand each other. We're stressed. We say something too harshly. Or we withdraw even though we need closeness. And that's precisely where this text becomes practical. Paul begins with two words, patient and kind. That sounds simple at first, but honestly, patience is anything but simple. Patience means I give you time. I don't push you to my pace. I remain calm, even though inside I could react very differently. And kindness isn't about acting nice. Kindness is a conscious decision. I treat you in a way that makes you feel safe, not inferior. Imagine a perfectly normal situation. You've made plans, and one of you is late again. Then the question isn't just, who's right? The real question is, what kind of love is responding from within me now? Is there an immediate attack, a passive-aggressive remark, or is there a calm, honest reaction, kind but clear? Because love doesn't immediately switch to retaliation. Love switches to connection. And I'd like to ask you a question. When you think about relationships, partnership, dating, marriage, friendship, what do you find more difficult? Being patient or staying kind when you feel hurt? Paul goes on to say, love does not seek its own advantage. This applies to relationships quite directly, because many conflicts don't arise from a lack of love, but because two selves are fighting against each other. I want to be seen. I want to be right. I want things to go my way. And when that happens, love is quickly replaced by scoring points. Who did more? Who gave in more often? Who is always the one who? Paul holds a mirror up to us. Love doesn't calculate in terms of you're to blame and I'm right. Love asks, how do we make peace again? How do we rebuild trust? And then this sentence, it holds no grudge. That doesn't mean love pretends nothing happened, but love doesn't hold on to hurt feelings, to use them as weapons later. And now comes another important point. Love does not rejoice in injustice, but it rejoices in the truth. This means in relationships you can win and still lose. You can win the argument and lose the intimacy. Truth here is not, I told you so. Truth is honesty, clarity, sincerity without destruction. Love can address things. Love is allowed to set boundaries. Love is allowed to say, that hurt me, but love says it in such a way that healing remains possible. And another question, quite practical. What would be a phrase you would use more often in conflicts? I'm sorry, or help me understand you? In the end, there is this powerful statement. Love never fades. Some things we consider great today, words, insights, special gifts, will one day cease. But love remains. And that is not just a moral appeal. It is also a hope, for we are not meant to love perfectly by our own strength. We are allowed to live from a source. God's love is patient. God's love is kind. God's love does not hold grudges. And because we are loved by God, we can learn to love differently. Finally, I want to make this very concrete, with a simple step for this week. Choose a sentence from 1 Corinthians 13 that resonates with you right now. Perhaps, Love is kind, or it does not hold grudges, or it is not self-serving. And make this sentence your focus for the next 7 days, not with pressure, not perfectly, but genuinely. One small action each day, something that fits. If your sentence is kind, say a deliberately kind word before you express criticism. If your sentence is patient, don't react immediately, take a breath, and then speak calmly. If your sentence is not resentful, don't bring up an old issue. If your sentence is not self-serving, consciously ask yourself, what do you need right now? Small steps, but real steps. And here's the key takeaway for today. Love isn't just what I feel. Love is how I choose to act, because God loved me first. Let's conclude with a prayer. Jesus, thank you that your love is patient and kind. Thank you that you don't judge us by our mistakes, but always meet us anew. We bring you our relationships, all the good things, but also the difficult ones. Help us not to react out of pride, not to hold grudges, not to seek only our own advantage. Give us words that speak the truth and yet give life. Give us hearts that remain soft. Where we are hurt, bring healing. Where we are weary, give new hope. Teach us to love in such a way that others recognize something of you. Amen.